All right, so it's Vinnie Penn at the premiere of Act of Valor. What are you comfortable? I would love to hear about your son, whose name was at the end of this film.
Yeah.
Anything you're comfortable sharing? How did you feel about the film, first of all?
I really like the film.
Yeah.
To be honest, I saw my daughter-in-law about a week ago, and she told me she'd gone to a showing on base, and at the end, she didn't know that they were going to list all the names. So when she saw Jason's name, it takes your breath away.
Sure.
But I think it was a good movie.
Yeah. Accurate
yes,
as far as what you would know. What does a mom know?
Well, you get bits and pieces, but you know what? Knowing that Jason trained hard, he loved what he did.
Yeah.
He loved being with his team, his brothers. I'm proud. I'm proud of myself.
I can tell you were all night. Now, born and raised in New Milford?
No, Jason was born in Danbury Hospital, and he grew up in Brookfield, went to Brookfield High School, played every sport there was.
Yeah.
His senior year, we moved to Winchendon, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And Jason graduated there, and he told me his senior year that he was going to be join the Navy and be a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
And I said, really? Do we have a plan B? And he said no.
Yeah.
And I said, that's hard. You heard a lot of people sign up and think they can do it, but not everybody. But Jason was an extremely determined, passionate, fire in the belly kind of guy.
Yeah. You have an incredible piece with what happened. Did you make that piece when he became a Navy SEAL?
No. Because
you do. I mean, you really are at peace, and I'm glad to see it.
I think it's because, obviously, when Jason died in 2007.
In active duty?
Yes, over in Iraq.
Wow. How old do you?
Jason was 30 years and 6 days when he died. 6 days after his birthday.
30th birthday. Jeez.
And you know what? The one thing, Jason went out the way he would have wanted to. Okay, he was at the top of his game. He had everything accomplished that he wanted to in life. He married the woman he loved.
Yeah.
He was a dad. He loved it, obviously. He was adored by his mother and sister. But you know what? There aren't many people who can say, I've got it all. I've had it all.
Yeah.
And I, as his mother, I'm blessed. I am blessed. I'm blessed that Jason was my son. He has 3 wonderful children. I'll be always blessed with them.
Yeah.
And so
there's 3?
Yes,
I
3.
know. I've heard about Jack all night. There's 3.
Yes, 3. Jack, Max, and Grace.
Wow, 3 left behind,
exactly.
though. Yeah.
And that end of the movie, when that woman, was at the gravesite,
really moved me.
Totally. Knowing what the child would not have. But you know what? There are many. We're a big family. The SEAL community, they're right there for my grandchildren.
Yeah, I kind of got that. That's interesting you should say that, because the movie had this thread through it of the importance of the grandfather and the father to the son. And in this politically correct day and age, it's mom can handle both roles, and it's like, well, no, this movie seemed to be about you have warrior's blood coursing through your veins, they said. But then I did get the sense like these were guys, whoever he was with would play the whatever role Jason's children might need them to play at some point.
Whether it's putting together a bike or whether it's coming to
which
play
I can't even do. As I told you, I can't.
They are there for her and for the kids. So it's, you know what? It's not a perfect world, but it's a great world.
No.
And Jack, Max, and Grace are going to have a great life, And
but we spoke earlier before we turned the microphones on. I was really thrown in the movie by the enemies in the movie. Kept counting on the American media to
assist them.
Yeah, assist. That's perfect. Thanks for that help. That really threw me. And how do we change that? I mean, is that even changeable? I hate to even be a part of that.
Exactly. You don't want to be part of it.
No.
I think, I don't think everybody gets it.
No. And I'm running into that because there are broadcasters who I find entertaining who can't seem to separate war and the warriors, and I don't understand that myself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right,
that was my son's job.
Right,
my son was proud to serve his country and to go in and do what needed to be done.
Right,
protect his family. Okay, he didn't say, "Oh, I wonder, if I'm going to annoy anybody." It was his job.
Yeah,
and he did it.
And you, as his mom, could be out with Jack.
Yes.
And speak of your son's story and find some outspoken person say, well, he should have never been there in the first place and it wouldn't have happened. And you think, well, I don't understand that logic. He joined the service, it was a Navy SEAL, I don't understand how we got to this place, and it seems like we've been in this place a long time.
We have. I can remember when Jason was in Coronado, all right, and there were protests going on at a local college. And as a mother, you are protective. It's my son, it's not a good thing. And he would say, Mom, that's their right. That's why I do what I do so they can say what they say. I said, but it's wrong. He goes, well, of course they're stupid.
Yeah.
But I have to protect their right to
But
do
he
that.
knew his mom. He knew, wow, let me. Can I just ask you a question out of really curiosity?
Yes.
Are you told the way you see in the movies? Are you told that horrible way where the door just opened, the doorbell rings? Or when it's a Navy SEAL, are you told differently?
No, I will tell you exactly. It was a gorgeous day in July. I was on Candlewood Lake.
He was cancer like myself?
No,
yeah.
Jason was June.
Yeah, I'm June 24th is my birthday.
Kidding. Then you are.
And what was his birthday?
He was June 30th.
I'm June 24th. Okay, yeah, okay.
And we were all at Candlewood Lake.
All right.
All my grandkids, my daughter-in-law, my daughter. We had a perfect day.
Yeah.
I couldn't have been happier. And I had to go to my second job. I was a pharmacy technician. And I left the kids at 4, went to the pharmacy. I'm putting on my lab coat when the other technician says, look, we have visitors. It's the military. And I turned around, and there's, I don't remember if it was 4 or 5, but in that middle of military men was my daughter-in-law.
Having already been told.
Yes. And so they were coming to get me. And, I didn't want to be got, obviously, and I wouldn't go near him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I did.
Yeah. It's just extraordinary. And you say Candlewood Lake.
Candlewood Lake.
Is this tied to this wonderful event you seem to do do you want to mention that? I mean, on the radio, if you want to, by all means.
Well, I do ever since...
If you don't want to.
No, I do. Ever since Jason died, we've done the Jason Lewis Kids Fishing Derby, and it's at Squance Pond. It's the last Sunday in September.
Yeah, I want to do it.
I want you to be there.
I kind
fun.
of adore you a little. Yeah.
We supply the worms.
Really an incredible piece. It was like you may not have thought you did, but when he decided what he wanted to do, I think you started going down the road of
what could
preparing yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And the movie, you feel, does justice to what they do.
I think it shows that what a team they are. And when they jumped out of the plane to go at night, that was just, I'm like, oh my gosh, Jason was jumping out of a
And the handing of the note.
I know.
There's a scene where, one SEAL to another says, here's the note. I'd never written one before, but just in case, because he has a child coming. I don't know.
That was wonderful.
Unbelievable.
That was.
But your son he was building a family, 3 children, so he had a sort of whatever comes my way comes my way.
He did.
I would think a lot of SEALs, if not just soldiers, would think, all right, how far do I go into this considering what I do for a living? He had to be an optimistic guy.
He was.
And proud of what he was, obviously, what he was doing.
When Jason died, his team put together a book of letters to Donna and the kids. And I remember one of the letters, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he said how he and Jason had been on patrol at one point, and it was Grace's birthday. And Jason is talking about Grace and how much he missed her and couldn't wait to be home for her birthday. And the guy said to him, it was just touched him that here we're in the middle, we got the guns, we're ready to do the bad guys, and Jason's talking about his Grace who just turned 1 and got home.
That's
and
how I would. When as a dad, I've always watched these war movies, and you see the soldier with the picture of the wife, and with my daughter, I always think if I were out there, it would be my daughter. I would have a picture of my daughter. I know. Yeah, I don't know.
Kids.
Yeah, well, my son's just waiting on that comic book collection, as I told you.
He's a predator, isn't he?
Yeah. But so you would recommend them? Let's just wrap it up saying you would recommend the movie.
Totally recommend it.
And look for the name of what was his?
Jason Lewis. Jason D. Lewis was mine.
And the rank.
He was Chief Petty Officer.
Chief Petty Officer.
Yes.
How many names do you think were at the end of that movie?
Well, it was since 9/11.
It was fairly sprawling.
It was.
And I thought that was not intentional, but to make the point of look at how many we've, just
Absolutely.
so you know.
Absolutely. So many men who gave their lives.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for talking with me. Just thank you very much.
WELI New Haven.